extra rehab and just being mindful of that injury. So now I'm feeling pretty good. I think we're all kind of getting back to it. Hopefully, we can have Aubry back fully as well, and our team is gonna be ready to go. Having full 10 players, healthy players, is the goal.
Yeah, people saw Aubry miss most of the second half of the Big East championship game. How has she been since that time, and how's she coming along?
She's definitely been better. I think she's doing well every single day. She's doing a little bit better. She was most of the times, I think this past week she was just rehabbing, but now today actually she was doing a lot more in practice, and hopefully we can keep having her back, and just as long as she feels comfortable and she feels healthy, like that's all we care about. But she's doing everything in her power to be back to to fully healthy. But she had a major back injury, and I bet it's hard. It has a lot of effects or like things that can happen to you. But she's been happy. She's been very smiley, talking to us. So that's a good sign. We love to see Aubry happy.
Lastly, does having AZ Fudd back give you more room to maneuver on the low post?
And definitely. Who wants to leave her alone, outside? And I think, just even this Big East tournament just showed, like, even if she, she didn't score 30 points, but she was still so much, like, more, impactful, just running around, giving assists, like, taking those shots, even if, not all of them fell. But once, it starts falling, it's gonna be very interesting, but it definitely, for me and Aaliyah down low, it just gives much more to, operate, play one-on-one, and we don't have to worry about get double teamed. But even on the defensive end, she has a huge impact. I think a lot of people just always get focused on her offensive, talents, but she's really a great defensive player. She talks a lot, and having her back, you just saw, this tournament, how more, energetic we were, more emotional. I think we were just happy to have the full team back.
Dorka, thank you very much. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Dorka, how much more aggressive can you guys be on defense when you have everybody, because you don't necessarily worry about fouls as much as you do when you only have 7 or 8?
Yeah, I think, it definitely helps a lot for us just to be able to know that, hey, like, I can go full out for whatever long minutes we have. And, even Coach Ariama tells us all the time, just coming out of the games, like, give us all you got. We got subs. We can, rotate each other. So it definitely helps a lot. I think we can hopefully, we can keep getting back to maybe, start a little pressing again. But that's just something that, if we have the full 10 players healthy, that's our identity. And I think, this Big East tournament just helped us, to show that, like, we can be really aggressive and go on those old type of runs that we used to do, like, beginning of the season. So it's just, that's how important it is to have, more players and just having everybody back. And, I think we're just going to keep building on that aggressiveness.
I understand you have Vermont and then a second round game, but tell me your eyes lit up a little bit when you saw Ohio State as the 3 seed in your bracket.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I just had a feeling, that could be like in my last year. I felt like we might, end up in the same bracket with Ohio State. Obviously, there's a lot of, Vermont is our first game, and that's our only focus right now. But just seeing them there, who knows what's gonna happen. And starting there and playing with them would be obviously for me like kind of special because I was there. But for now, I just think we just keep focusing on the first game. And
any texts from your old teammates or anything, because they probably saw the same thing?
No, I don't think so. I haven't checked it yet. So, but I'm definitely gonna have some talk with my teammates about that. But it's exciting. I'm excited to just be in the tournament again. It's still pretty new to me. This is my second time in the NCAA tournament, and just kind of obviously like how much more, I guess, more minutes I've been playing this year than last year. It's a little bit more exciting for me that I can really make an impact on this team, and I'm just excited. I don't think that's ever gonna get new.
Dorka, show you something.
What kind of impact can AZ make in this tournament, do you think?
Oh, we already saw, I think, a lot of from this, Big East tournament. Just for her, obviously, not all the shots fell for her, but we know like when that's gonna be, falling, then it's very hard to defend this team. And I think, just for her presence on the offensive end, just keep moving. You can't really step off of her. So that gives a lot of space for everybody, to operate, to get drives, for us to be in the post and, just go one-on-one. And I think that showed just scoring a lot of more points in the paint these past 3 games. But also on the defensive end, I mean, she's been great. She's been very aggressive, and she's a very, very solid defensive player. So I think her presence just this past 3 days, when we played the past 3 games, like you could just show that like how much we missed her, and having her back is just we're a whole different team with her.
Had a little taste of it last year. Expectations are obviously a little different, but Coach Oriema says he's really looking forward to watching you play on this big stage.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like I said, I've had a shot last year, my first one, and then to be able to do it again this year with another team, before leaving college, it feels very special to me. And I'm just gonna take it one game at a time. But we want to go all the way, and I'm just super excited to do it with this team.
Thank you. From what you learned last year, how's the NCAA tournament and that first game different than every other game in the regular season?
Yeah, it's the first game is very important. We've had right now we have almost like 2 weeks before our first game, so there's a lot of preparation, and I think a lot of excitement. We were waiting for tonight to finally see who we're waiting. It's now we have a date and all that, so it's very exciting to kind of like take the next step. And the first game is super important. We're gonna have to show ourselves and everyone else who we really are, and I'm just super excited to play on Saturday.
This is the longest stretch you've had really since the season began, stretch off since you've had since the season's begun. How have you used it?
We've, I think, used it really wisely. I've tried to use it wisely. It's the most important time of the year, of the season, so we know we want to be ready, myself and everyone, physically and mentally, because once you start the first game, it just never stops. So I think we work a lot on ourselves. That's the first thing that coach wanted and that we all wanted is, be prepared with really what game we want to have once we start the NCAA tournament.
What are some of those things that you're working on as a team to improve yourself before tonight knowing who the opponent is?
I think that, just building up from the biggest tournament, how we were playing like we were playing at the beginning of the year, not going back to those, rough weeks where sometimes we are not really ourselves. I think we want to keep the same mindset, keep the same, energy and the same team chemistry that we had during that tournament. We want to just have the same one and start during the NCAA tournament.